two female leads and two friends starting a business. हाँ यार कुछ करते हैं.
Two best friends getting into business together. You know, just the fact that the whole startup industry is booming right now.
Right.
And of course, also the character. You know, being very true to who I am. I feel like it was almost written for me, but obviously it wasn't. But I got to be best friends with Tammy on screen.
Best thing, yeah. तुम इतनी सुंदर हो, तुम्हारे मुंह से गाली अच्छी नहीं लगती है.
When you have to name something, it's the most difficult thing to do.
That's true.
It's the most painful thing to name something.
Because it has to, you have to crack it, and it has to be just right. No? Because
yeah, I mean, it can sound so wrong sometimes. So and often it sounds very like very cliche.
Trying very hard.
Yeah. When you were in college and school, was there this kid of कि यार कुछ अपना करना है, कुछ business करना है?
I remember way back, I'm so bad at people's names and faces,
oh my
especially
God,
people that I've met before, and I feel like it's so awful. I feel genuinely like an awful person. Something on the phone, like an app where you can just
or like a glass.
Yeah, point it like secretly and say, okay, tell me who this person is. I'm sure there must be.
Yeah, there's nothing like
that. Secret Service must be having a dime or dozen.
I'm sure these glasses are coming which will tell you who's who and everything.
So before the person approaches you, you should have all the information, name,
how many followers.
Yeah. This is superb. What are you talking about? Please make this.
Abhi bata diya.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, bata diya. What did you, what all businesses you still want to do? You feel
Sindhi हूँ.
Yeah, you absolutely.
Family में, like my father's always been a businessman. I am fueled by enthusiasm and feeling excited to do something.
Correct.
And for me, that somewhere comes with this thought that if I can actually serve through something that I make, I don't know, that's something that excites me. So I would probably do something that
nice.
really.
You said you're working on something. It's a product or it's a service? इतना तो बता दो.
It is.
Okay, take care. We get it.
It's a little bit of sparkle.
Okay,
bling.
Nice. How interesting.
A little bit of bling.
Tamannaah, welcome to Bollywood Hungama.
Thank you.
Good to see both of you. This is a space I have not seen much in this space before. You know, two female leads and two friends starting a business. It sounds like the most relatable concept. If I don't know, if at least you're in any metro, any city, everybody feels, हाँ यार कुछ करते हैं. Anyone who's in a job or just out of college, ki we want to do something of your own. What did you both individually say yes to when this came to you?
For me, it was exactly that, what you just said. The fact that it's just so real. Story-wise, characters, the way the characters have been etched out, you know, just even the way they speak, their friendship, and this whole idea of starting something of your own. I feel like all of us go through that in life, you know, where you want to do something that you can call your own and not work for somebody else, for example. And also the fact that it's refreshing that two girls are doing it. There's hardly any other content out there, at least that I can think of in the recent past, that has two women getting into business together, two best friends getting into business together. You know, just the fact that the whole startup industry is booming right now, and has been for a while. It's just such a good time to do something like that. So yes, for me that was what it was, and of course also the character. You know, being very true to who I am. I feel like it was almost written for me, but obviously it wasn't. But it just felt like that. You know, when I read about Anaita, it felt very me. So, and of course just the fact that you know, I got to be best friends with Tammy on screen.
Best thing, yeah. Right. What, you know, when this came to you, what all are your big tick marks that these are the things I want, and that's when I'll do something and I'll say yes?
You know, interestingly in my career, I think I market like pre-Bahubali and post-Bahubali. So pre-Bahubali, there was this phase where it was all about playing the girl next door, or playing this bubbly girl or this effervescent girl. Those were like variations of that kind of characterizations. Was what existed in that time frame. I think after that there came a wave of trying to play, and this is what most makers would come to me with, is play a strong woman, play a you know, someone who has power, someone who has intensity. That's the kind of characters I started to get.
Right.
But I feel like everything, I mean, most people who came to me with that kind of stuff, I don't think they completely had, you know, it's like it was a very overarching idea, but it wasn't really fleshed out well. How are these powerful women made, or who are these powerful women, and how do they become powerful,
Correct.
or how do they become who they are. So none of those journeys were ever kind of told through a story. But when I read the script, I felt like it immediately made me see, oh, you know, that it's not always that you're born strong or you're born a certain way.
Correct.
But you know, sometimes your circumstances, your life leads you to become that, or it rather reveals who you really are.
Right.
And what I also really enjoyed while reading was that they're two very different powerful women.
Okay.
And so even in the urban setup, this entire show gave the both of us a chance to present two very different women going through very different circumstances.
Right.
But still kind of, I mean, because they are again also using like, you know, like behenhood and using like friendships among women is really not explored as an idea on screen. I feel. On screen it's mostly very, it becomes about a guy or you know, it becomes very like about different things, but rarely about actual friendship, which is like I have a very strong core you know, friends group who are like lots of women in it.
Okay.
So the kind of conversations that we have, or the kinds of life we live, and we're all actually very different than each other, but we're all doing something very significant with our lives. So I feel like it's interesting that this show was giving that opportunity and also diving into the whole startup culture, like you said.
Correct.
And I feel like now more than ever before, it is so much more about startups because all of a sudden there's so much more access to information.
Okay.
Right? Like back in the day, it was really difficult to access information. Today, so much information is at your beck and call that even most 20-year-olds are building startups.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
that's
you know,
true,
so it's not something that is, I mean, if you understand tech or if you understand certain businesses or if you have a passion towards certain business, it's fairly like possible for you to even like girte padte, you will kind of find your way to building something if you have a basic sense of business. So the fact that the show was exploring it, I felt like that's a huge opportunity, and I was like very excited. And of course, Dharmatic producing it, having Archit and Colin, both who have two very different strengths kind of come in to make this, because this had to be an entrepreneurial dramedy. So someone who got drama and someone who got comedy like blended it together. So every reason.
Right. You know, OTT we've been watching since pre-COVID almost. This is your debut, which comes quite late.
Yes,
what took long for you to debut on OTT?
I feel like I'm always late to the party. I'm a late bloomer. But I also have always been the one to wait for the right the opportunities that are right for me.
Correct.
The ones that I feel most invested in, because I think that, you know, that you have to. It doesn't make sense to do something just for the heck of doing it, or because you feel pressure doing it because other people are doing it. You know, those are the wrong reasons to get into something. And I always in my mind said to myself that when I do make my OTT debut, I want it to be something significant. I want it to be a good part. I don't want it to be one of those blink and miss things. You know, I would love to, you know, be one of the characters to at least be significantly there throughout the show, carry the show on my shoulders. I wanted that. And which is why a lot of things came along the way before, but it didn't feel right. And so I said, okay, even if it takes longer than it should, which it did, I will wait. I'd rather not do it than do it the wrong way.
Correct.
So when this happened and when Archit reached out to me for this, first of all, I was like, this is just everything sounds perfect about it. It's about two girls. You know, and it's a central character being produced by Archit and Colin. Like Tammy said, that they're very, you know, they're great directors in their own right. Produced by Dharmatic on Prime Video as a platform. Like it was honestly the best possible debut scenario I could think of. Because all the boxes were checked.
Wow.
And then of course I read the script and then I liked the script a lot. It was just flowing. You know, it's one of those shows that just flows, and it's so organic and real and natural. And I feel like we've also, that was our aim, was to keep it in a very real space and not make it feel preachy or you know, like dialogue-y or you know, any of that. It's like real conversations that you have with your best friend on a regular basis, or the people around you. So that's what I really liked about it. And I thought to myself, there's no better opportunity than this. For a debut. So
absolutely.
Here we are.
I'm sure this was all dialogues were all in the script at some point. You earlier before going on the set, you read it. For me, like say there's a point where you're abusing and there's someone saying, "Tum itni sundar ho, tumhare muh se gaali achhi nahi lagti hai." These are really funny and very real parts. Do you get a sense on the set also that this is falling properly and it's working?
I think this has to be the first show or any actually piece of art that I've done where I've experienced so much genuine collaboration.
Right.
Like be it Archit or Colin, the kind of prep work that went into doing the show was very new for me because I actually got the opportunity to do that. Like for example, on paper we had the idea, like of course everyone knows of the word jugaad, which is a very intrinsic part of the promo, but essentially that was something that came out of the prep we were doing. Like when we were talking, I was like, okay, this character is like very jugadu, she's very jugadu, and then that's where it kind of came out of that. And this is what I really enjoy. For me, the takeaway from this show is the fact that the journey to build Shikha and the journey to shoot this show has been so fulfilling as an actor, because I actually got an opportunity to create it brick by brick, and with the support of Archit and Colin, and they were constantly there to, like, we were feeding off of each other,
right? And
we were building it together. For me, that process is unique and it's a rarity, and it was the most fun to be a part of. Like we arrived at Jugaad, and then they arrived at Jugaro, which is the beer.
And we arrived at both on set, if I'm not mistaken.
So Jugaad came when I was prepping with Archit and Colin,
and then
but Jugaro of course
because
came
in the script it was something else, if I remember.
So we had various names for the beer, which also we've joked about a lot in the show. But like I actually understand what this feels like, because when you have to name something, it's the most difficult thing to do.
That's true.
It's the most painful thing to name something.
Because you have to crack it, and it has to be just right. Because
it can sound so wrong sometimes. So and often it sounds very like very cliche.
Trying very hard.
Yeah.
So today when you have to name something, do you use ChatGPT for suggestions, or everybody?
I ChatGPT for everything.
I try really hard not to.
My nail is
not
broken.
Want to be
What do I do?
You think my questions are original? It's all
No, but I have no shame in like. It's good that there is AI and it's good that there is something like this. हम जब बचपन में तो ऐसा कुछ था नहीं, हमने बहुत
काश होता था,
कौन सा जर्नल पकड़ के कौन से लाइब्रेरी में जाके अब लोगों ने क्या उठा के कैसे पढ़ा है. आज के जनरेशन को तो सब अपने हाथ में मिल रहा है. They have to. I think what's interesting for the times today is that we need to know what questions to ask. And I feel like if you can ask the right questions, then you naturally will, you will eventually find the answer.
Absolutely, yeah. Tell me, before acting started, in your life, when you were in college and school, was there this kid of कि यार कुछ अपना करना है, कुछ business करना है? Those were different times from today's kids in college, but
Yeah, I mean, I've always when you dream and you just it feels very casual. It's not like you're always thinking about it so seriously also, but. In everyday life, like if you come across something that you need but is not there, you're like, I should make this. It's small, silly things like that.
What did you want to start at some point?
I'll tell you what I wanted to start. I wanted to start, which exists by now, but I remember way back, I'm so bad at people's names and faces, and especially people that I've met before, and I feel like it's so awful. I feel genuinely like an awful person. Something on the phone, like an app where you can just
or like a glass.
Point it like secretly and say, okay, tell me who this person is. I'm sure there must be.
There's nothing like
that. Secret Service must be having a dime or dozen.
I'm sure these glasses are coming which will tell you who's who and everything.
So before the person approaches you, you should have all the information, name,
how many followers.
This is superb. What are you talking about? Please make this.
Abhi bata diya.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, bata diya. What all businesses you still want to do? You feel
Sindhi hoon.
Yeah, you absolutely.
Family mein, my father's always been a businessman, and my father has always had a jewelry brand. So for me, business has always been very natural, and it's been a part of the family. For me, I feel like becoming an actor, and from an actor becoming a face that eventually the country relates to. That process of that shift also makes it is sort of a creation of a brand only.
Okay.
If you go to see the
Correct,
process
of
of that, like how does that actually, how do you do that? And I feel like today's time, it's when I started my career, I always felt like this has to somewhere feel like a service. My art has to feel like a service. It's not for my consumption.
Yeah,
it is for people.
Everyone.
Whatever I make, people should want to watch it. Otherwise, it has no meaning. मैं अपने आप तो देखने नहीं वाली हूँ अपने घर में. So it is for people. Similarly, I think today when I think of anything, and I am working on something, and I still think the moment you try to problem solve or you try to come up with some actual real solutions, something that's out of your experience, something that you feel you can bring a difference to, I feel like those are the kind of businesses I would want to be a part of.
Nice.
Because for me, I am fueled by enthusiasm and feeling excited to do something.
Correct.
And for me, that somewhere comes with this thought that if I can actually serve through something that I make, I don't know, that's something that excites me. So I would probably do something that really, really.
You said you're working on something. It's a product or it's a service? Itna to bata do.
It is.
Okay, take care. We get it.
It's a little bit of sparkle.
Okay, nice. How interesting.
Bling.
Right. But beer का alcohol का किसने नहीं सोचा था आप दोनों में से कभी भी लाइफ में कि खुद का एक beer होना चाहिए या?
I don't mind. Not beer though. I was thinking more like vodka, gin, tequila.
So why it never happened?
I don't know. I think maybe I was concentrating too much on the.
You said you're late to every party, so you never know.
You never know.
You may just.
I think this app idea was very nice.
Yeah, this app idea is very
I still think it doesn't
cool.
exist because I would be the first person getting onto it.
Yeah, like
please make it.
Like Shazam, we know which song we know exactly.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, if you can get all the details, name some photos just to make sure where you've met them before, how you know them, what they've done in life, and then by the time we reach you, you already have all your.
Correct. That's amazing.
Hey, we can make conversations now.
And also, hey, this person is coming with these many followers, so he's important. Yeah, we can have that also.
That too, yeah.
Right. Also this shows so much about you both. When the pitch came, and at what point you found out you're on board, and how important that was that, okay, this other person has to, we have to gel, we have to be best friends. How does that happen? Did you all know each other from before?
So Tammy was on board from the very beginning.
Okay.
I came on board much later. So I don't know how she felt about that.
No, we were
because we didn't know each other then.
Yeah.
Okay.
We met on this project.
Okay.
We probably just met socially or bumped into each other. Knew of each other, bumped into each other at events and parties and stuff. But I don't think we had ever had a conversation.
Correct.
Really. And we met, I think, for the first time at the Dharma office with Archit and Somen, and I think that was the first time we met.
Yeah.
And for me, it was great. I mean, it was very effortless and I didn't have to try very hard.
Nice.
Usually I have to try very hard for people to like me. But I think, we kind of just, it was one of those stress-free equations that I felt in the beginning.
Yeah.
Right.
And it just kind of flowed from there.
Yeah.
Right. So you were there from the beginning. Did you all discuss who is going to be a part of it?
Actually, when we and I'm saying this not just just for the heck of it, but after seeing the entire show, I really feel like nobody could have done what Dinah did. She brought such strength in vulnerability. I think it's very difficult actually for actors to do that. So I feel like it's not really important to be best friends or to know each other very well, but it's actually to know your craft. And she's a wonderful actor.
Yeah.
And she brought her A game, and you can see it. You can see it what she brings to the scenes. And it's also something which comes from a very real place. Essentially, we have to play characters to which we can contribute.
Correct. Yeah.
And she was perfection, beyond perfection actually for this character.